What's going on, you guys? It's Scott from Fly Rides, back again today with another video. We have been working on a top commuting e-bikes of 2020 video, but as you know, it has been absolutely insane in the cycling industry. So to be totally honest, we have had a bit of a hard time keeping bikes in stock so that we can test ride them. So what we're going to do today is do a quick breakdown of the best bikes that we have ridden for commuting so far in 2020, give you a couple specs, why we like the bike so much, and also how much you can grab the bike for right now. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more e-bike lifestyle videos, but for now, let's check out the top commuting e-bikes of 2020 so far. Up first, we have got the recent Mueller Super Delight. The 2020 Super Delight, new for this year, is an incredible ride. They are very comfortable. They keep you in an aggressive position, so if you're not super into the aggressive ride, they might not be for you. It is going to be like a hybrid sort of feel to the bike, so you're not super upright, but that is the position I like to ride in, especially when I'm commuting, a little bit more forward, a little bit more aggressive. These offer a ton of power with the Bosch Gen 4 Performance CX or the Performance Speed motors as well. There are a ton of different options on these bikes too, so you can go with a traditional derailleur, a geared hub, a roll-off hub. It is unbelievable the stuff they offer. Riese Mueller continues to innovate within the space, and now they are also coming with, later in this year, 625 watt-hour batteries and a 500 watt-hour battery. Previously, it was just the 1,000 watt-hours. Now you can get up to the 1,125 watt-hour range, offering you industry-leading range in terms of the mileage that you are able to get on a Super Delight. They are a single pivot, full suspension commuter, full suspension comfort, and the single pivot is essentially going to keep maintenance down. It means you're not going to have to worry about the bearings wearing out and multiple pivot points. This bike should last you a very long time. Top of the line components everywhere on this bike. Starting at $81.69, you definitely are paying for what you get, but it is well worth it if you can pay the price. Next up is a bike we recently reviewed. It is the Gazelle Ultimate T10 Plus HMB. I absolutely love this bike. It is another Bosch Generation 4 motor going up to 28 miles per hour. It will be Class 3 speeds for you. I really love this bike. It's another hybrid bike. It does, though, have a standard frame, a step-over frame, and a mid-step, as Gazelle calls it, which is going to be your low-step or step-through options. Some of the things that were so impressive to me about this bike were small things. For instance, the rack. The rear rack is going to carry up to 60 pounds. This is honestly unreal for most bikes. That's a very strong rack, and it's really nice that you're able to do that. I also love that Gazelle sets you up with nice grips from the get-go. That is so hard to find on bikes. Also, your fenders are actually made of metal, so they're not just bending and they're out of shape. It's just a really sturdy fender, so you're not worrying about those getting in the way of the wheel. Speaking of the wheel, I love that they use thinner tires. So many e-bikes default to plus-size tires, and I don't know that everybody wants that, nor do I think they're always necessary. So I like that the Gazelle bikes offer a little bit of variance in terms of the rest of the industry. It's not always bigger is better on the tires. Your components, again on this bike, are very high quality. A Shimano Dior XT derailleur, one of the best derailleurs Shimano has to offer. Hydraulic disc brakes, front and rear, and a pretty decent set of lights. You got AXA lights on there that actually light your path pretty well. You are getting all of this, too, for only $39.99, which is unbelievable for a Class 3 commuter, especially with a Bosch motor, high-quality motor that's going to last you a long time. Really dug this bike. Now we have got the Tern HSD. I rode the S8i for about a week, and it was an awesome ride. It's a Bosch Active Line Plus motor, so you're not getting a ton of power. This would be great for people in cities that are relatively flat. The reason I really like it, though, it is smaller than the GSD, which is a pretty big ride. You know, it's a little bit tough if you're living in an apartment or something like that. But the HSD carries almost as much stuff as the GSD and gets the job done at a much smaller size. There's loads of accessories you can add to this so that you can increase your cargo space. Tern makes specific stuff made by themselves if you want to buy their stuff, but you can also use your own bags if you'd like as well. A lot of variants here too, and the ride stays the same throughout the entire lineup, but you can pay as low as $31.99 for one of these for the P9 model. Then you got the S8i, that's where you're starting to get into the Gates carbon belt drive and some nicer components on there. And then you've got the S Plus as well. If you really want to take off a little bit, you've got that S Plus that's going to get you the Performance Line CX motor and your full 500 watt hour battery for $51.99. One of the things I have always loved about Tern compact bicycles is that they really reduce the squirreliness in the handling. It's so easy on 20-inch wheels to just not have the handling feel like you have any control over it if you were to like hit a slight bump. But Tern gives you that adjustable stem so you can get a little bit more over the wheel if you'd like. And then just in general, they just somehow make their bikes in a way that, in spite of the 20-inch wheels and all that, you never feel like that 20-inch wheel is controlling you. The handling is always under your control. The final bike we are going to feature today is the 2020 Mueller GT Nevo. This was a bike that came out last year, and they have brought it back again for 2020. My favorite thing about this bike is, of course, the low step. Completely no top tube, but it still has a very rigid frame, so the ride doesn't feel like it's flexing or anything like that. A lot of people have complaints about bikes that flex too much, that don't have that top tube, but this bike does not do that at all. It's a really nice ride. I really also like the addition of the GX option on this bike. So that GX option is going to offer you the ability to take this bike off-road, do some trail commuting. That's what I rode when I rode this bike, and I really, really dug it. I think this bike pairs best with the Vario hub. In my opinion, it's going to be the least maintenance. It's got the Gates carbon belt drive on there, and I think the amount of gear ratio that this bike offers with the Vario hub is plenty for the type of riding that most people would be doing with it. Like most bikes on this list, you are getting top quality specs no matter what trim you get. The recent Mueller Nevos range from $49.69 to $74.89 at their base. Of course, there is a lot of variability in the price there because recent Mueller offers so many different options on each bike. You can get up to 1,000 watt hours of battery life. You can get a geared hub. You can get a Gates carbon belt drive. You can change out your display. The choice is always yours with recent Mueller. So those are our favorite commuting e-bikes so far this year. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure to keep an eye out because, as a reminder, there are some cool releases coming out for late 2020, and we will do a separate video for those bikes. But these bikes are going to be the best bikes that we think you can get right now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.